Beijing speaks on the protests in Hong Kong. The Hong Kong and Macau Affairs Office warns that Hong Kong belongs to China and China will firmly respond to actions that could harm China's sovereignty. China's central bank holding steady on the yuan despite Washington labeling Beijing a currency manipulator. Asian markets are regaining some of their footing this afternoon. Plans from the United States to deploy missiles in Asia have also been met with stern resistance from China. It's warning of taking countermeasures should the Americans push ahead. And we're tracking the top news stories across Asia and the globe. The Hong Kong and Macau's Affairs Office under the State Council in China, that's Beijing's, of course, top policy office on Hong Kong, has given its second press conference since handover in 1997, the first, of course, being held Monday last week on the 29th of July. Mr. Yang Guang and his colleague Ms. Xu gave very strong support for the one China, two systems rule of law in Hong Kong and the law-based administration, they called it, under Carrie Lam and the SAR government. And they also made very special mention for praising the strict law enforcement by police. Support for Carrie Lam and administration given several times, saying that there would be no pressure to force her to resign. That will lead nowhere at all. They also mentioned the nature of protests in Hong Kong now going way beyond the freedom of assembly and having morphed into extreme acts of criminal violence with escalating intensity and devastation. Mr. Yang and his colleague went on to talk about serious impacts on the economy and picking up from Carrie Lam's administration yesterday, the press conference, speaking of major economic indicators all declining, suggesting a serious denting of confidence on the part of international investors.